If you're shopping for a new car, then you already know this. Prices are at record levels. The average cost of a new car has now topped $40,000. Oh, and by the way, used cars are up nearly 30% in the past year.
Aren't making car ownership any less expensive, but experts in the car market say better deals could be right around the corner.
When did a car payment become rent? That $85,000 truck sitting on the dealer lot now costs $1,300 to $1,500 per month to finance. They pumped prices while we got priced out of basic transportation. The same politicians who promised to help working families just made your next car payment impossible. Keep paying what they demand, or push back and take control of this rigged game. They said prices would normalize after the pandemic chaos, supply chains fixed, affordability returning. Instead, they engineered a massive wealth transfer. Prices are up 42% since 2019. Not just inflation or shortages, but OEMs chasing margin, floor plan financing that bleeds dealers and insurers quietly doubling premiums. Meet Sarah and Tom Mitchell, teachers in Colorado Springs. With 780 credit scores, they were denied 7% APR on a basic Accord. We make $95,000 combined. 20 years ago, we qualified for anything. Now we can't even finance a Camry. They hear earnings calls. We live month to month. Executives celebrate record margins while families are locked out of transportation their parents could buy on one income. The system isn't broken. It's designed to extract wealth from people who just need to get to work. They sell payment magic and hide the math that wrecks your future. Why does a normal truck feel like a mortgage? An $85,000 F-150 with 10% down equals $1,200 to $1,500 per month. Average new car payment, $750 plus. Out the door balloons, taxes, fees, pushy warranties, insurance that doubled. A $45,000 SUV, $52,000 after taxes, fees. At 7.5% for 72 months, you pay $63,000 total. $18,000 in interest, a reliable used car. They want you fixated on the monthly? We ask if you can swallow $20,000 depreciation in 3 years while upside down. The payment trap keeps you underwater, always owing more than you own, financial quicksand disguised as transportation. They called it market adjustment, while pricing working families out of every segment. When did SUVs start at $70,000 to $90,000? Walk any lot. Family transport now tops most salaries. Mid-size SUVs that started around $35,000 now run $55,000 to $65,000. Full-size trucks many need for work, $70,000 to $90,000 before options. They engineered price bands to extract profit at every income. Entry, now $30,000, what once bought a well-equipped mid-size. Mid-range, $50,000 to $70,000, and six-figure premium, like it's normal. Meet Jake Rodriguez, an electrician in Denver. A basic F-250 Super Duty was $96,500. A work tool, not a toy. While they toast premium positioning, we watch skilled tradespeople get priced out of the tools they need to work. They stretch terms to hide cost and trap you in debt cycles loan sharks would envy. Discounts don't fix payment pain because the financing game is rigged. New car rates around 7%, even with perfect credit, used around 11% plus. They push 72 to 84 months like a favor. Lower payments now, major repairs by year 5. Math that destroys wealth? Finance a $50,000 SUV for 84 months at 7.5%, $67,000 total. After 4 years, you still owe $28,000 on a vehicle worth approximately $22,000. Negative equity with no escape. So at trade time, they roll the shortfall into the next note, raising your payment again. Loan officer, we see $15,000 negative equity rolled into $60,000 loans. They'll never own, just pay forever. They've turned ownership into a subscription, monthly fees without the asset. We call it financial servitude dressed up as convenience. How do we fight a system designed to drain us? With leverage plus information and a community that walks away from bad deals. Share this so their margins shrink. Subscribe because knowledge shifts negotiations. Download the free guide, 17 Cars to Avoid in 2025. It shows which vehicles bankrupt owners and which run 200,000 plus miles. If we're going to beat their system, we must be sharper than their sales playbook. They sold six-figure toys, then stuck you with premiums that make ownership impossible. Your rate doubled with no claim. because repairing, shock totaling high MSRP vehicles blows up payouts for everyone, even drivers of 10-year-old Hondas. Total a $90,000 truck, insurer pays $90,000. Fender bender on a $45,000 SUV, $8,000 repair spreads across all policies. Lisa Chen, 2018. Camry, 15 claim-free years, renewal plus $150 per month, $1,800 per year. They built a system where responsible owners finance the repair costs of overpriced new metal. Total cost of ownership now includes insurance that can add $200 plus per month to your budget. They moved the goalposts so your escape hatch became another trap. Used was the affordable option, not anymore. Dealers narrowed the spread. A 3-year-old SUV, 45,000 miles, costs $38,000. New is $42,000. For $4,000 more, you get warranty and fresh tech, so the math pushes you to new financing. Why? New loans yield more profit, longer terms, higher premiums. Used brings shorter notes and less finance revenue. Hidden bill. Lightly used still packs complex, pricey tech. Think $3,000 infotainment already obsolete. Even 10-year-old trucks with 150,000 miles list at $25,000 because they've manipulated the entire market. We change strategy. They change the rules. So either way, the profit machine gets paid. They chase the cheapest labor on earth while charging premium prices, and the savings went straight to bonuses. Cheaper labor should mean lower prices, right? Wrong. They pay $2.70 per hour in Mexico to build $70,000 trucks, and we don't see a dime. Meanwhile, we get panel gaps, rattly interiors, and transmissions failing at approximately 60,000 miles. Carlos Martinez, contractor. His 2024 Tacoma has been down 2 weeks, waiting on a transmission module. Built in Mexico, part from China, and I lose money while they fix the supply chain. Outsourcing promised lower prices. Reality is higher profits for them, longer repairs, and lower quality for us at the same inflated MSRPs. They save on labor. We pay premium prices for discount manufacturing while executives cheer record margins built on our backs. They pack in complexity to justify price and guarantee repairs after warranties end. The durable NA V6/V8 that ran 250,000 to 300,000 miles, replaced by Turbo 4s that strain by approximately 80,000. Trucks now need software updates, sensors, screens. When they fail, the bill can exceed the vehicle's value. This isn't for you, it's recurring revenue. Premium fuel, 5K mile synthetic, and turbo replacements approximately 100K. Data trend, 2000s NA engines routinely hit 250K plus. Modern turbos show major issues approximately 80K. Publish the failure stats and you'd be shocked. They engineered planned obsolescence. When the infotainment dies, it's not a $200 radio, it's a $2,500 integrated module that runs climate, nav, and settings. We're paying more for vehicles designed to fail expensively right after the warranty. They push powertrains you didn't ask for while cashing subsidies you fund. Why hybrid EV everywhere? Credits and mandates pay better than building what buyers want. EV development costs get spread across ICEM SRPS, so you subsidize electrification even if you never plug in. The Johnsons wanted a hybrid SUV, then saw the $80,000 sticker. We care about the planet, but we can't outspend our house down payment. Policy creates artificial demand. Compliance beats satisfaction. Meanwhile, battery replacements around 120,000 miles can run approximately $6,000, with insurance hikes and resale uncertainty turning cars into time bombs. They socialize development costs, privatize profits, and you pay both ends. They overbuilt what people can't afford and now bleed cash. Hoping you'll cover the mistake. Lots overflow with 150 to 200 plus DL units, each costing $300 plus per month in floor plan interest. Every day that $85,000 truck sits, the meter runs. 6 months equals approximately $1,800. Pure drag. That's your leverage. Dealer manager? We've got 2024 since last spring. Floor plan is killing us, but we can't move them at these prices. Their pricing strategy failed spectacularly. They bet we'd pay anything. We walked. Now the clock is our weapon. Their overconfidence created our opportunity to negotiate from strength. They headline $10,000 off while the fine print reveals you're still getting robbed through add-ons and inflated base prices. Why do deals still feel insulting even with big rebates? Because they inflated MSRPs by $15,000, then offer $10,000 discounts like they're doing you a favor. you're still paying $5,000 more than the vehicle was worth before their price manipulation. That $48,000 crossover with a $2,000 rebate still costs more than it should, especially when they ambush you with add-ons at signing. Paint protection, extended warranties, gap insurance, and documentation fees that turn your discount into a profit center. Meet Jennifer Walsh, who thought she got a great deal on a discounted SUV until she saw the final paperwork. They showed me $8,000 off MSRP, then added $4,500 in protection packages I didn't want. The discount was just theater to hide the real markup. The add-on ambush happens after you've emotionally committed to the purchase. They know you won't walk away over $1,500 in paint protection when you've already spent 3 hours negotiating. We strip the junk and focus on out-the-door pricing. Every add-on is negotiable, and most are pure profit that you can eliminate by simply saying no. Their discount theater is designed to make you feel grateful while they're still overcharging you thousands. They're selling approvals, not transportation, while flooding lots with tiny crossovers that cost more than full-size SUVs used to. Why are dealership lots overflowing with Trax, Trailblazer, and HR-V models? Because these vehicles represent easier financing approvals for customers with damaged credit, but they're still priced like luxury items at $25,000 to $34,000 for entry-level transportation. They've engineered the credit box to push marginal buyers into smaller, cheaper-to-build vehicles at premium prices. Your credit score determines which overpriced category they'll approve you for, not whether you get a fair deal. The small CUV strategy maximizes profit per square foot of manufacturing space. They can build 3 Trailblazers in the same factory space as one full-size SUV, then charge $30,000 each instead of $45,000 for the larger vehicle. Financial manager's admission: we approve more loans on the small crossovers because the payments look manageable. Customers focus on the $450 monthly payment and ignore that they're financing $32,000 for a vehicle with less interior space than a Honda Civic. The flood of small CUVs proves they're chasing financing volume, not customer satisfaction. These vehicles depreciate faster, offer less utility, and cost more per cubic foot of usable space than any vehicle category in automotive history. We buy durability and space per dollar, not approval odds and payment illusions. They call it heritage marketing, while certain vehicle lines rot on lots like automotive graveyards that nobody wants to visit. Why do some dealer rows never move inventory? Because they're producing vehicles based on boardroom fantasies rather than customer demand. Ram trucks with 180-plus days of lot time, Jeep 4xe models priced into luxury territory, and 6-figure pickup trucks that working people can't afford. They call it heritage. We call it hubris. Slapping legendary nameplates on overpriced disappointments doesn't create demand. It destroys brand equity built over decades. Walk through any Ram dealership and witness the carnage. Rows of $75,000 trucks that haven't moved in months, special editions that nobody asked for, and limited models that are limited only by customer willingness to pay inflated prices. Dealer managers' whispered confession: I'll bundle anything to stop the bleeding. Extended warranties, maintenance packages, gap insurance, whatever it takes to move these trucks before the floor plan interest kills us. The brand theater is failing because customers see through the marketing mythology. A $90,000 Ram with the same reliability issues as a $45,000 model doesn't justify the premium just because it has more chrome and leather. Heritage means nothing when the vehicles can't live up to the reputation their predecessors built through actual performance and reliability. We keep what runs while they lose the customer churn that their entire business model depends on. Where did all the buyers go? They're driving 7 to 10-year ownership cycles instead of the 3 to 5-year trade cycles that keep dealerships profitable. When maintenance costs less than new car payments, smart people choose maintenance. The middle-class exodus from new car lots represents a fundamental shift in consumer behavior. People are realizing that a $500 repair bill beats a $750 monthly payment, especially when that repair might last another 50,000 miles. Service departments are backlogged because people are keeping vehicles longer. What used to be trade-in candidates at 100,000 miles are now getting second transmissions, engine rebuilds, and major repairs because the math favors fixing over financing. Mechanic shop owners' observation: I'm busier than ever because people can't afford to replace their vehicles. They're putting $3,000 into cars they used to trade for $30,000 new ones. The average vehicle age keeps climbing because new vehicle prices have disconnected from middle-class incomes. When teachers, nurses, and skilled tradespeople can't afford basic transportation, the entire automotive ecosystem starts collapsing. We voted with our wallets by keeping what we have, and they're panicking because their churn-dependent business model is dying. We buy fundamentals while they hype complexity, and there are still pockets of sanity in this overpriced wasteland. So what actually pencils out in this financial disaster? Value pockets still exist if you know where to look. Corolla, Camry, RAV, vie for in base trims. Nissan Frontier before they ruin it with complexity. Used for runners that hold value because they actually work. Sane trim levels without the profit padding options. Meet Susan Rodriguez, a nurse who scored a base trim Camry during end-of-month desperation pricing. I got the car I needed without the features I didn't want. Manual seats, basic radio, reliable transportation for $28,000 out the door. The fundamentals still work. Naturally aspirated engines, proven transmissions, minimal electronics, and trim levels that prioritize function over flash. These vehicles exist, but dealers hide them because the profit margins are lower. End-of-month timing gives you leverage when dealers need to hit sales targets. Their desperation becomes your opportunity to get reasonable pricing on vehicles that will actually serve you for 200,000 miles. The supply of sensible vehicles is fleeting because manufacturers make more money on complexity and luxury features. When you find a good one at a fair price, buy it immediately because they're becoming extinct. We focus on transportation that works, not status symbols that bankrupt us. This isn't a market anymore. It's a financial sieve designed to drain working families while enriching executives and shareholders. Stack the disasters. $80,000 SUV approval that implodes your monthly budget. Underwater trade-in that rolls negative equity into an even bigger loan. Insurance premiums that jump $200 per month because claim payouts have skyrocketed. Your mobility is being held hostage by a system that profits from your desperation. The perfect storm hits when all three converge. You need transportation for work, but can't afford new vehicle payments. Your current car needs $4,000 in repairs, but it's only worth $6,000. The dealer offers $2,000 trade value while showing you $60,000 replacements. You're trapped between unaffordable new vehicles and expensive repairs on aging ones. The middle ground disappeared when they systematically eliminated affordable, reliable transportation from the market. The ordeal isn't accidental, it's engineered. Every pressure point is designed to force you into their financing ecosystem where you'll make payments forever without ever actually owning anything. The mobility crisis affects everyone. Teachers who can't afford to drive to school, nurses who spend 20% of their income on car payments, skilled tradespeople priced out of the work trucks they need to make a living. This system is unsustainable, and the collapse is already beginning as working families simply walk away from the entire automotive market. They're selling approvals, not transportation, while flooding lots with tiny crossovers that cost more than full-size SUVs used to.